Welcome to the Worship and Nonsense podcast. This is episode what? Number 8?
I think episode number 8. Number 8.
We're going to get lit today. We got a lot to talk about. Some of those favorite hot topics, especially the Grammys.
Grammys. We are reviewing the Grammys.
The Grammys.
I got something for you before. I got a lot of nonsense first. We're going to get into
go,
the Grammys.
Bro.
But
that's why people like us.
I got Sam's favorite pastor.
Okay.
Quoted.
It's got to be Steve Furtick.
And there's one thing that even Jesus can
Frick.
do. One thing that even the Son of God can do. Even Jesus cannot override your unbelief.
Come on, that's how we're starting. So, okay. I took some time to work on a little soundboard and just his reactions. Hold on, this is my favorite one.
The Lord said.
Now that's good.
All right, real quick.
Can we get God's love is not reckless?
You can do whatever you want. All right, so we got some new little screen things here.
Yeah, dude, check us out.
But I have a
We
video.
are upgrading and updating every time just
Literally
for you
every
guys,
episode.
the 50 viewers. So please leave comments, like,
Yeah,
subscribe.
Tell us that you're like watching it. We
Yes,
would love to know.
please.
Shout out to all the new YouTube people too.
And if you want hot takes live, we'll even do a live stream for you.
Okay.
Okay.
You have to
Oh,
you have to let me know.
I've seen this guy.
You have to let
I
me
don't
know.
want to watch this.
You have to let me know if this is real or if it's not real, because
You don't think this is real?
I don't know.
This is 100% real.
Is it real? Are you sure?
Oh, this is real, and I want to. I won't.
Is it real? Seriously, is it real?
It's real, and somebody empowered this man and said, one day, you know, you're gonna really make it.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know.
Okay.
There's no audio.
King of glory and life, all praises to the only giver of life.
This hurts.
The gates are open.
Are we wrong? Are we wrong for this?
Can I tell you something? This isn't even his worst one. No, because somebody told him he should do
Come
this.
see what love has
His
done.
family sat around and was like,
Amazing.
"You're really
He bought
good."
us with his blood.
Which one?
You know, when your family is just like, "Yeah, that's really."
They have
awesome. I love that."
380,000.
Come to
The altar.
The Father's arms are open wide. Forgiveness was bought
Hot take.
with
Pause it. Hot take. Rather have this guy at my church than Chandler Moore. Oh, gosh.
Oh, come to
Wait.
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay.
Boom.
That's one of the videos I had, bro. There's
Can
no
we play
way.
this? Can we play this clip that you have pulled up?
Yeah, we
Because
can play it.
I can't.
Is it okay?
Because what makes it even so for that guy? He's not set up. He's got a little thing. His family probably told. But this is like a live stream at church. This is like they got views.
This is bad though. Okay, are we bad? Are we wrong for reviewing people? I feel kind of bad.
No, because please pull up the clip. Pull up the clip of me where I live at a worship night say my nuts are loose. I have no problem shatting on my own self. And we're showing the wrong screen.
I know.
So
I
don't
know. I gotta figure out something real quick.
Yeah.
real quick.
So listen,
Keep talking.
if we show your fail, please don't be offended because I've failed millions of times. I've had so many mess ups, and you got to learn to laugh at yourself, worship leaders. You got to be okay. Even worship drummers, worship musicians, all of you guys, laugh at yourself because I'm going to be honest, you're laughable. That's the point. We are all laughable. We all struggle. All right. Aaron has gone ahead and fixed this for us. Thank you. It's still showing the same thing. Oh, you have that. Okay, here we go.
Okay. So
go,
this
Aaron.
is a church. I don't know where it's called.
Just go ahead and pull up the
Zamar
screen.
Worship. And
Nothing against this chick.
this is a classic example of when the song should be in a different key.
Classic.
All right, here we go.
You said that you would pour your spirit out.
Oh, man. You should have saw my face when I first heard
You
this.
said that you would fall on sons and daughters. I feel it in my bones you're about to move.
It's not okay.
She's close.
It's not
Does
bad.
she hit the up? That's
It's-
my question. Does she?
The up is good. The up is good.
So let the.
He said that he would pour his
Right here.
out.
That drummer's like.
He said that he would fall aside.
I've had those moments.
So come.
Okay, can I be just really brutally honest for a second? That line with that inflection, that line with that inflection, I can't, dude. I can't.
Oh, yeah, it gets worse.
Hold on, stop that.
Rain coming trenches in love.
It gets better. It gets better.
Prophet. And the council of prophets has met, and I'm a part of that.
I'm a part of that, okay? And I'm going to let you know, the prophets have sat her down. No, listen.
Man.
So I'm gonna share my own experience with that.
Okay. Do we have a clip of that somewhere?
No. I'm not gonna share that clip. We can share that at some
One
point.
day we got to share.
It does
your
live
fail.
on Instagram
Does it?
somewhere.
Okay.
But I was leading worship, spontaneous. It was so good, and I was down. I was in C, and I was like, "Shout unto God with a voice of triumph." I was like low, and I was like, "Here we go." I went, "Shout unto God," and I completely wrecked it. The moment was lost. So I feel you, girl. That we all got those moments where a leader tells us to sing in a certain key, and it don't go well. Probably wasn't even your choice. To be
Yeah.
honest.
I think that's the hard part. Like, if you do enough live scenarios and you're recording it,
Yep.
you're gonna have that. I
Something's
think it's
bound to come out.
It's tricky though, because where do you stop at putting it out? Like, do you think that someone was just being nice? Is there a
Someone's being nice.
is
about
there a
what?
responsibility for some human to be like brutally honest? Here's
Whoever posted that should have done a review and said, "Hey, it wasn't your best day. I'm going to cut it."
that's my point, right? Because so I watch a lot of Shark Tank, and
Yeah.
you guys know Mr. Wonderful,
Yeah, he's brutal.
brutal, but sometimes that's needed, right?
Yes.
Like you need somebody to say he literally
That guy
says
on the
it.
phone needs someone brutal. I'll be him.
I don't know why.
I'll be him.
Why are they? Why are they letting that dude do?
And why is the algorithm? Why is the algorithm pushing that man? I can't.
It's
can't.
so sad.
It's sad. It's sad.
Okay, because at first when you watch that video, I genuinely thought he was joking.
You
I thought he was joking. I was like, oh, okay, like this is a joke. Like you're not dude. People do that. People do that.
Yeah.
And then I see video after video after video after, and if you read the comments, people are acting like it's normal, like it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so can we give?
That's a long clip, dog.
I know we gotta clip that one out. We're working on our new.
Don't worry
soundboard.
about it right now.
So okay, we're gonna play some music
Okay.
softly in the background, just to kind of
Chord Kirk. Great chord.
in a prison.
No, nothing against that.
Dog.
Oh, let's go. Claps. Air horns.
They did this in a prison.
They did it in a prison.
We'll continue. Come on.
The power of the glory.
Oh, you. Oh.
I've heard it, bro. I've
Sing
heard
it. Sing it, Pastor.
Hold on.
Come
I
on.
want to let everyone know. I may be
Sing
a
it.
hater, but I stay educated.
Come on.
See this chick right here?
Yeah.
Chick in the black?
Okay.
There's some controversy around her
Okay.
going around the group.
Why?
Because apparently she's dated a couple of the people in that group. I know she dated the bass player, and she was I'm gonna stop. I'm just saying.
Keep going. Let's
There's
go.
some stuff, man. You be peeping on Instagram, peep game, bro. I'm just saying. Anywho, okay, like I said, claps, no doubt, accolades, great for you, honestly. Okay, we're gonna pull up this clip. We're gonna watch this clip, and then I'm gonna mention something that I saw on Instagram.
Would you like to go through all of the award clips
No.
And then we'll talk? Or do you want to talk first and then we'll go through these after?
Let's just watch this
Okay.
and I have something to say.
Okay. So this is a clip from Maverick City. If you couldn't tell, that's what we're talking about. First off, okay, let's talk about it. So first off, shout out, get some claps. Maverick City has won what? How many Grammys?
4?
4 Grammys in the gospel category, which is pretty legit. It's an awesome
Yeah.
thing that has happened
Worldwide.
Was this
scene.
so? Was this televised? I don't think it was.
I don't know.
I bet you it wasn't. Somebody let us know.
Well, with all the hellish things going on, I don't think there was much televised that wasn't.
So I don't know if this was televised or not. If it was, cool. But I thought it was super cool that, like in these clips, they're professing and proclaiming the name of Jesus on a stage.
Sure.
That was cool.
Sure.
So before you rip it,
Let's watch it.
that was cool. Also, the house band's lit. I like it. Come on.
There he is, all blinged out. Man behind it all. Tony.
So, okay, who is that? I don't know who that is.
Tony Brown, I
Okay.
think is his last name. He was one of the main members of House Fires. And with Pat Barrett,
Really?
Kirby,
I didn't know that.
yeah, and the white guy, I forget his name, but he is the one who was orchestrating Tribal in Maverick City.
Can you
in the beginning.
explain what Tribal is?
Tribal is the label in which Maverick City exists on.
Okay.
So Tribal is more of like the movement of the authenticity that came out of Maverick City. So Tony started this whole thing and basically said, I want to get a bunch of writers together. And the movement of diversity happened and ethnicity being, what's the word? Celebrated.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Occurred, celebrated.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially in the worship movement.
Okay.
That launched him to not only do Maverick City, but create a label that is specifically designed to do that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So TRBL, Tribal. That's the man, the myth, the
Cool.
legend.
I didn't know that.
No. Look, they're all blinged out, yo.
Well, thank you. It's my turn, I guess, to say something.
Can I just say, sorry, I don't know who this guy is, but my man on the far right is decked out, and I don't know what's happening there. Oh man, sorry, shots fired. Let's watch this.
I'm super grateful to God and what He's able to do when you just decide to give your life to serve other people and to uplift voices that are not normally heard.
Okay.
This album for us was one where
Interesting.
we were able to go into Everglades Correctional Facility and
Yeah.
minister to
Yeah.
incarcerated
Come
people
on.
and let them know that God still loves them and still sees them no matter what.
Come on.
And so we're just honored that it's making an impact. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jesus. Say something, Kurt.
Oh, what's he?
What the hell was that? Go back.
Did the man's just almost fall?
Did he just fake it?
Come on, wait.
Jesus. Say something, Kurt.
I really don't know what's happening.
Maverick City Music, thank you.
Thank you, Jesus. Say something, Kurt.
I have no idea what that is. Did he like fake falling out?
No,
or
that's real.
did he trip?
He tripped. That's real.
It's making an impact. Thank you so much. Thank
Oh, bro. With the man with his
Look,
image,
look, he almost fell.
he's pissed.
Say something, Kurt.
He's not even, his feet are spread apart. What do you mean he tripped? Oh, my Lord. Aaron's dying over here. Oh, my God.
What?
It's making an impact. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jesus. Say something, Kurt.
With them leopard, what? Because he's wearing 6-inch leopard heel boots.
Okay, hold on. Okay, one more.
Jesus. Say something, Kurt.
Thank you, Maverick City Music. Thank you.
Is he drinking?
Artists that are in the category.
No, he ain't
I don't
drinking.
know.
And all
Okay.
this incredible gospel music is alive and well, and this is the future.
So, okay.
Okay.
Uplifting.
So, real quick, let's go back. Oh, sorry. Never mind. We'll interpret what she said.
Are you going to go back? Oh,
Yeah, I just.
Say something, Kurt.
Thank you, Maverick City Music. Thank
No,
you,
back to what she said in the
Okay.
beginning.
This album for us was one where we were able to go into Everglades. Correct?
No, even further. There you go. The first thing she said was very interesting.
Well, thank you. It's my turn, I guess, to say something. Super grateful to God and what He's able to do when you just decide to give your life to serve other people and to uplift voices that are not normally heard. This album for us was one where we were able
No, that's fine. Just keep going. Sorry.
go into Everglades Correctional Facility and minister to incarcerated people and let them know that God still loves them and still sees them no matter what. And so we're just honored that it's making an impact. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Jesus.
So
Say
genuinely, a question here. You're gonna die over that.
Falls
guy
again.
tripping.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So genuinely, a question here. With recent light of Taylor Swift and her new movement of believing in God and supporting a movement that Jesus was the refuge and he's LGBTQ affirming and all that. What was even said that Taylor Swift wouldn't say? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
So, in
I understand where
in
you're
the
going.
sense of Christendom that we believe, and the Christology that we have, the understanding of Christ and the controversy of Christ, and what she said is not hard for people to whoop about.
I think that there's a case for context. So
If
hold
you-
that thought. Hold that
Okay,
thought. Let's
okay.
watch another one
Okay.
because this
Also,
happened.
just shout out. I want to say something too. Kirk got on Instagram yesterday and shouted out.
Do we want to play that? Because
No, don't play it.
Okay.
He just shouted out that he didn't even think they should have won the award. He thought Ty Tribbett should have won the award. I thought that was a very humble move. That's pretty good because I would agree with him.
Yeah.
Ty
Yeah.
Tribbett is a goat.
Yeah,
his
but-
album was amazing.
But Maverick City.
Yeah,
transcends.
from a global transcendence and understanding. Yeah, Maverick.
Let's
City's-
talk. We'll talk about the genius of this in a second. So here's another clip.
This is the same clip. Oh no, this is B Lake. My boy B Lake. Does he get up and say, "Brought to you by BetterHelp"? Do you guys want a counseling session?
This dude. Hold on.
Brought
Yo,
to you by
this
BetterHelp.
This guy. Why don't you like Brandon
Oh
Lake?
man, I know.
Every
I don't know.
freaking pod.
I don't
bro.
hate him. There's something there for me.
Every freaking pod.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
You don't like Brandon Lake. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
Here's the guy. Here's the kid.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'm shaking. Well, everyone in this category is absolutely amazing. Every song so deserving.
Good for you.
The cool thing about this song is that these ladies started it in a flow moment at church, like a prophetic moment.
What song?
And, never underestimate what God
Fear's
can
Not
do
My
with
Future.
a seed.
Oh.
And it's amazing the big things He can do in small places and insignificant, seemingly insignificant places. And so I just want to say we finished it over text, and it's just so cool. We rallied the team together, finished this song, and it's been awesome. In a season where the world is riddled with fear, we know that perfect love casts out all fear, and that perfect love is Jesus Christ. And so, if
There
you're
you go,
dealing with
buddy.
that, man, turn to Jesus. We want to encourage you, y'all team. I'm proud of you, love you.
I know they didn't air
Yeah,
that
thank y'all
junk.
so much for listening to it and supporting us. Let's go.
So
Okay, I'm
hold
glad
on,
you showed
hold
me
on,
that.
Hold on. Take a look at what's on that screen.
Contemporary Christian performance song, Fear's Not My Future, Maverick City Music, Kirk Patrick, Nicole Handel, Jonathan J, Brandon Lake, Hannah Shackle.
Every single songwriter's on that screen.
That's amazing. I'm glad you showed me that because that was one of the bones I had to pick. But I'm gonna say there should be about 100 people on that stage when they accept that award, because there is more than 5 people who should be accepting that award. Thank God there's more in that clip.
We got one more.
Who is this man? Who is he?
Isn't that the tribal guy?
No, the chubby guy like me with the
He looked just like
with the
you.
hat.
Yo, is that Sam right there? Is that Sam in like
Dude,
10, 15
that's me
years?
in 15 years, bro. If I get a little browner.
I mean, he's holding the Grammy.
Bro, he's up here throwing gang signs. No, I'm just playing. Who is that man, though? Breathe. This is a song I support.
We did this album with some of our friends. Doe is on the album. Jonathan McReynolds is on this album. We did this album in the middle of the pandemic when it was so hard for many people to breathe and just catch a breath. God gave us a song and an album just encouraging people.
I'm sorry, but can we just say, like, isn't it so funny to just see, like, it's beautiful, all this diversity on stage, and you just got these two white chicks standing there. Oh, there's a white guy, too. But, oh, wow.
Just encouraging people to, hey, it's deep as a breath as you
Nothing
can take,
wasted.
Take that breath because God gave
No
us that
regrets.
breath, and God gave us a breath for one reason. It's to
Not
praise
even
the
an
Lord.
R.
Everything
Not even a
God
letter.
does, praise the Lord. So we love y'all, Grammys. Thank you, Recording Academy. Gospel music, let's go.
Okay, let's talk about something. He loves the Grammys, but they're full of devilish things. Sam Smith.
All right, let's
wore
get into
devil
it.
hat.
Let's get into it. Okay. So the Grammys happen.
I'm here to say hot topics and hot opinions.
Grammys happen.
Yep.
It was okay. What's your opinion on the Grammys? Why look at some winners?
Honestly, I think it's nonsense. It's like the Super Bowl, bro. It's like it's gonna go obsolete at some point because we're gonna run out of money at the fact that it costs $7 million to put a commercial on
Does it
Super
really?
Bowls.
For the Grammys too?
I don't know if it's for the Grammys, but
Okay.
But you got people like Mr. Beast who can reach 100 million people without spending a dime.
I mean, but he worked to get there, right? So it's just
But I'm just saying, like,
there's a new medium. I agree.
The holistic idea of like all these higher ups getting in a room together, just
Real quick, okay. So let's explain what the Grammys is. The Grammy Awards are awards presented by the Recording Academy of the United States to recognize outstanding achievements in the music industry. They are regarded by many as the most prestigious, significant awards in the music industry worldwide. It was originally called, okay, who cares about that? The Grammys are the first of the big three networks' major music awards held annually, and is considered one of the four major annual American Entertainment Awards, along with the Academy Awards, the Emmy Awards, and the Tonys for theater. So, most people that are listening to this will know about the Grammys because you're probably into music. So
why do we have the Dove Awards?
Okay, so what are the Dove Awards?
Dove Awards are basically the Grammys of Christian music.
Okay.
So what's the point?
So is there significance in the Dove Awards?
It sounds to me
versus
like
the
the Dove
Grammys?
Awards exist because there wasn't enough Christian recognition in the Grammys, Emmys, whatever you want to call it.
So is that a
and
bad
so
thing?
Christians wanted more recognition.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't know, man. Is it?
Would you ever desire to win a Grammy?
Nope.
Or a Dove Award?
No.
Why?
It means literally nothing.
Recognition.
You know what matters? Like, let's be real honest. To them, money makers, right? Let's be real honest. What matters? Streams, videos, view counts, label money. That's what matters to them.
So
why does this award
I have an
matter?
assumption. I have an assumption.
Sure.
The assumption is that the music industry and the labels probably fund and or are a significant part of the Grammys and the Dove Awards. Yes or no?
The music labels. Are you talking about Christian labels or
any label? Any label has a vested interest in.
I would say probably
The
because they technically get recognition off that too because they're like Capitol Records is the one who's gonna get recognized for the fact that they recorded this blah 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 or signed this artist.
So is it safe to say that the Grammys exist and the Dove Awards, these award shows exist not only for recognition but for marketing? Like if you have Grammy Award winner next to your name, that is a form of marketing. Yes or no? That is built to drive sales. Yes
See,
or no?
that's where like on Instagram, I think Grammy Award winner now on Instagram is basically the equivalent of saying I have 100 million streams. I have 100 million streams. I have 100 million streams. There's different accolades that now exist, especially when the whole self-produced movement came out.
Sure.
And I think there's a whole movement that's against all this. What's funny is like not Chandler Moore. Chance the Rapper is kind of a contradiction. Like he was the Mr. Self Promoter.
Yep.
And then now he's like, I'll take a Grammy. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's all it's like the Oscars. It's just a bunch of rich people sitting together, getting in their fancy clothes.
Sure, and I'm not
pontificating on and brown nosing, because you know a bunch of people in that room have beef, and they're like, oh, "It's so good to see you."
I agree. I think that you
I'm getting
have
off topic. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I think that you have a marketing vehicle called the Grammys that is there to add recognition and to validate artists
that's what I would say it's most about.
Put to the forefront for the purpose of marketing.
I would say it's
hate it or love it. If I have 10,000 followers and I put in my Instagram bio, Grammy nominated.
Yeah, it'll get you people. Sure.
That validation, it's just like currency, right?
Yeah.
You believe that the dollar is valuable. I believe that the dollar is valuable. Thus say it's valuable, right?
Yeah.
Same thing for the Grammys and people with music, because, yeah, you show me 5 Grammys.
You got to tighten that. I'm sorry.
You showed me 5 Grammys. I'm like, yo.
I agree.
That's legit.
But I would say, is it marketing? Yes. But I would say it comes down more to, I got validated in front of all these people that I think are amazing.
Yeah.
I got the award.
Yeah.
And it's like a little bit of like, oh, I'm the man now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so
because you are. You won a Grammy.
Sure. Yeah.
Amongst your peers, you're the
let's be honest.
prize.
Like, is it right? Because Harry Styles got a Grammy over Beyonce last night, 2 nights ago. Let's talk about that. I mean, reality is what? Harry Styles like makes cool music, I guess, but like Beyonce, like,
see,
let's talk about world renowned.
I don't know any of the actual.
Did they basically
details.
give him the award because Beyonce's won so many? And where was Kanye? Because Kanye should have been there. He could have really created some great articles.
They didn't let Kanye in the building.
Nah, dude.
Yeah, right. So Beyonce won. It looks like she won a Grammy for "Break My Soul."
She won a song. She didn't. What they all thought Beyonce was going to win was Record of the Year.
Record of the Year.
And Harry Styles got it.
What did Lizzo win?
Oh, I have no idea.
You're not up on your Lizzo?
No.
Do you like Lizzo? You don't like Lizzo?
Listen, I'm not trying to get canceled like Dr.
Okay, yeah. Album of the Year, Record of the Year, Song of the Year.
Hey, just real quick, on our board it says "Our Farts" and Frederick. What is?
Play it.
Our farts are full.
I'm sorry. That's way funnier.
And there's one thing that even Jesus can't do.
Oh, this was
Yeah.
Oh,
One thing
verdict.
that even the Son of God
Okay.
can't do.
This is
Even
so
Jesus cannot override your unbelief.
Yeesh. Anywho, okay. Listen, I wanted to be super controversial about this coming in.
Yeah.
And
what were your
Listen.
thoughts? Because I need you to be. So I love you. What were your thoughts before?
listen, well, we kind of hit on this is why we kind of hit on this last podcast with the whole award thing, people taking their own glory. I think he still exists. I didn't see that what he said. I don't think there was really okay. Let me just put it out plain and simple. My thoughts. We as Christians don't end up in spaces like that unless we compromise something.
Ooh, okay. What does that even mean?
I don't believe.
What did they compromise to get there?
I don't know. I'm not saying I know, but I believe that most of the time, if I believe in the gospel, I do, and the way it's supposed to be shared and spread, and it is supposed to be contradictory, controversial, and it is supposed to offend people and their lifestyle. How do I find myself, and how would I find myself in spaces with people and largely very almost demonic people who are high up in the industry? How do I find myself surrounded by those people if I'm not offending them? There, and thus, is my theory that something is compromised in the sense of the same way Taylor Swift is now representing a new age Jesus who is just for everything. That was kind of what I was saying about Naomi. Like, Brandon said it a little bit more clear. Like, he was like, Jesus Christ, fear is not our future. Turn to Jesus.
And the network was like, yeah, we ain't it ain't on TV.
No.
Go ahead and put that on YouTube.
Naomi, I'm going to say, kind of missed her shot. Like, she said something that was very palatable. And I'm going to be honest, Jesus isn't palatable. Like, I hate to say that, but like, yes, Jesus is love. Jesus is gracious, and you need him, and it is his goal that you would help serve people and serve a minority. But when you as a Christian have been handed an opportunity to stand in front of 15,000 people who are within realms of influence, and you don't hit your shot, you missed it. Sorry. I'm going to be honest. Like, even Ruslan said this on his thing. He was like, if I got invited to the Grammys, he was like, I'd probably think about going. Why? Because I would be shouting Jesus from the rooftops. Because that is a place where it's not necessarily allowed, so to speak. Because look at half the crap that they're airing and half the crap that they're allowing. And half those people in this room. I even saw on Instagram, like, Brian and
Bobby.
No, Brian and
Johnson.
Yeah, Brian Johnson and Jen Johnson were there. And even me, I'm going like, you guys are supposed to be the super charismatic, super in tune with Jesus. Like, why are you not sitting there going like, ooh, this hurts my spirit? Like, sure, they didn't get up on stage. Who knows what they would have said? Maybe they would have started speaking in tongues. I don't think they would. But I just don't think you find yourself in that circle if you're as controversial as you should be. Maybe that's my take, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm not there. If I got invited to the Grammys, first of all, I probably wouldn't even consider it. Like, I'm gonna be honest, because we saw what happens. Like, there needs to be a clear line of. I'm not saying there needs to be a line of secular and sacred. That's not what I'm saying. But there needs to be a clear line when we as Christians say, "I stand for this." And this organization does not, so I am not going to support that. Now, I understand why someone like Maverick City would go in and accept their accolades. I would just wish they would take their shot. And when you get a mic in front of that many people who are who they are and in the lifestyle they are, please say what you got to say. Don't curb it with like, I'm just so thankful God gave us this opportunity to serve people.
So you're looking for them in that moment to be more controversial?
Not controversial, evangelical, evangelize, man. If you are who you say you are, and the music you say represents who you say it does, put it out there on blast. Brandon tiptoed the line, like he went over the water a little bit more than Naomi, but like, come on now.
I think your take is very interesting. And I want you to continue because you're so nice. He's losing your edge. You're like, nah, I changed. And I'm like, no, stick on that. But
listen,
I think that there's an argument to be made that there's two things I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing is that you work to get to that level, right? There's levels to careers, crafts, hobbies. There's a level. So those careers, those jobs at a higher level, you have things like this, which is an award ceremony, an apparatus to congratulate, to reward, accolades, to achievements.
Like I said, like whatever on that. It's just take your shot while you're there.
So, yeah, like I love the fact that I actually don't like the Grammys. That's another conversation. But I like
Look, Aaron doesn't like something.
Because we have to do maybe next pod we can do a deep dive and we could do some research on like come on, bro. What's the Grammys?
Let's talk about who's sacrificing what to the moon.
Yeah, who's the American music? Like, yeah, like I want to know.
We got Mr. Jesus himself, Jehovah. Sorry.
You talking about Jay-Z?
Jay-Z,
like
bro,
Ursula?
Mr. Jehovah.
Did you see his hair? He looked like Ursula.
Yes. My man.
So yeah,
Shots
I do.
Fired. He looked like Ursula.
I think that you have the celebration. I think it's cool. I think it's honoring. You get to a place where you deserve this. And it's a level that I appreciate as a musician because the work that it takes to get like Maverick City didn't just come online. Brandon Lake didn't just appear. No. There's years and years and years of work that we haven't even seen that went into this award. So I think that that's something to say.
Yeah.
Big shout out to your boy because he had his own day.
Yeah,
he
right.
wasn't on stage. That's gotta hurt. So the second thing is, while I agree, there has to be. I get what you're saying, and it's tricky because your argument is when you're in the room, be loud, right? Also, I think that having a presence in a room full of things that you disagree with, full of people that you don't gel with, and being that light in that room can also be very impactful.
This is I can't necessarily get on that. I'm gonna be honest. Again, same thought process. You find yourselves in those rooms because you weren't loud in the first place. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, if you really were, yeah, it's the same thought process. If you really were standing firm on your beliefs, you would not surround yourselves with that. Like, it's the same concept as like, well, I shouldn't have hung out with those people in high school because they were bad influences on me. Like, so how do we think in our 30s we're going to somehow teach our brain that we're more mature now, and now that we've hit 30s, we actually understand and we can delineate, and we're so great. I'm going to tell you something. I was in a toxic relationship for 4 years that I was blinded to, and coming out on the other side of it, I thought I was more mature. I thought I knew the signs, but come to find out, I didn't, and I got to be responsible for that. And I just hope that a bunch of Christians who are releasing amazing music, I hope my kids don't one day look up to them and go, that's the way I want to do it. Because I'd rather have my kid be a loudmouth about Jesus than accept accolades. And I'm going to be real honest. Jesus doesn't give a crap about their Grammys.
That's real.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to all those who love it. It's really cool. And I have no problem with celebrating people. I have no problem that they worked hard to get there.
I feel
but
like
I think it's
there's
just
always with us. There's always a disconnect that I have.
Okay.
And this comes up in all of our questions.
Yes.
Hence us having a podcast.
Yes.
There's a disconnect for the extreme, right? And me saying, hey, what about the unbeliever?
Following Christ is extreme.
What about the unbeliever that has never heard of a Maverick City, right? That will never walk into the church.
Okay, I know where you're going, and
that will get exposed.
Okay.
To that.
Yes,
on that Grammy stage.
There's also
they might connect with that chain.
Sorry, I'm talking.
They might connect with the words that Naomi's saying, and hope and peace and the joy. They heard of this Kurt Franklin guy that grandma used to listen to, and now that I changed my life around, or I'm in a financial burden or life situation, somebody died, and I can cling to that hope. Are you ever accounting for that? Can two things be true? Because a lot of our conversations, they go very extreme.
They go to this.
I don't want my kids to look up. Also, your kids, their father is a pastor.
Correct.
Their father is a pastor.
And I hope, I pray, and I this is why there's accountability in my life and people in my life that need to lead me that tell me that's off, that's wrong. Because I want to make sure my kids can look up to me and can look up to the people I surround myself. And so I get the trail you're going on, and I agree with you.
Really quick, for you, share.
Yes.
How do I frame this? Do you show up to church wearing sweatpants?
No.
right? You got to kind of change what you look like, right?
No.
No? But you can't wear
No,
sweatpants.
it's not comfortable. It's not.
Is it appropriate
it's
to
not-
wear sweatpants in church when you're on stage?
On stage? I don't think so necessarily. No.
There's some rules. There's some nuances, right?
I think there's some nuances.
Differences.
Yeah.
What about when you're at home,
When I'm at home,
chilling on the couch?
chilling on the couch.
There's a specific way or thing
No.
that you can do that's different?
No.
You can't wear sweats at home or when you're on the couch?
No, you can.
Okay.
Sure.
So there's some sort of nuance between, right?
That's social. I'm not saying that's.
This is a social award at a social party event to socially
There's a
recognize people that
there's-
have made music.
There's a difference
They've
between
made
sweatpants and
music.
professing Jesus in the midst of darkness.
Obviously.
Okay. Anywho, let's actually answer this because I've thought about this and it's crossed my mind because we
Okay.
have brought this up a lot. Because you always mention like, what if this? I know this lyric is like maybe bad, but like, what if this person like comes through the faith to the faith through that? And this is where I have to say, do I think it's possible? Yes. But unfortunately, the road is longer for them because then they have to detox from some of the bad stuff that got taught. But I will say this. Listen, everybody, just let's be very clear. I am opinionated and I am going to say what I think, and I'm not afraid to say it, even if I'm wrong, but I am okay with being told I'm wrong. I am okay being told I'm wrong. But listen real quick. Small is the gate and narrow the road that leads to life. Only few find it. I'm going to be honest.
You're not about to quote scripture. Give the context. Give the context.
This is Matthew 7. This is right after the Sermon on the Mount. Sermon on the Mount has been taught. He has taught Beatitudes. He has taught Mosaic law, intent of heart. And he's gone and ripped them apart about true and false disciples. Okay? And so now he's at
Who
the
is he
end.
ripping apart?
He's ripping apart the Jews. Okay? And so we, most of the time, are as believers, as like, and even unbelievers, bro, it's not just about Jews. Jesus, scripturally, bro, he's talking to Jews here contextually, but this is Sermon on the Mount is a very applicable passage to not only Jews, but also Gentiles.
There's so much more in the Sermon on the Mount.
Huh?
There's so much more to it.
I know, 100%. This is at the end of Sermon on the Mount.
You just quote. I love you. You just quote it for your. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Just for your argument. But go ahead.
No. Listen, I'm giving you the whole piece.
Okay.
He has just done talking to 2,000 some people on the Mount, and now he is explaining that all this stuff that Mike. So remember, theme of Matthew, right? Jesus is king. Matthew is a Jew writing in the perspective of Jews because Jesus is like the king that they never wanted because his kingdom is different. His kingdom is upside down. Mm-hmm. And so when we look at this and he's giving all this sermon to basically say everything that you think about laws, everything that you think is the right way to heaven, everything that you think is the right way to God is all about intent. It's all flipped upside down. And at the end of the day, none of us meet the mark, Jew or Gentile.
Okay.
And so at the end of this, he then brings in the fact that the way to him is the gate is wide, but the road is narrow because ultimately, Jesus is the way to the Father. And so he is speaking to the Jews, I'm the way.
Okay.
And so why I bring this into play for me is because there's a lot of churches representing the wrong Jesus.
Which Jesus
that
is
are Christian churches. The woke, the new age Jesus who's just all right with everything, and he's cool and chill with the fact that you sleep with other men and that you put penises and penises together. I'm gonna be real honest, man. Like sin is rampant. Like this is my pastoral moment to all of you. Sin is rampant in this world, and yet we're so okay with it. And we have such a problem with other people's little nitpick stuff, but we have no problem with our own sin. And we just like expect Jesus to be okay with it. And this is where like this crosses paths for me, where it's like I love music and all that stuff, but I pastor people, and I have met way too many people, and even my own experience and your own experience, who have been effed up by pastors because they taught some crap that they said was Jesus and it wasn't. And they were like, well, you know, the Bible says God works in mysterious ways. Frick, no, it doesn't. I'm going to just let you know that. Maybe you understood that from his character. That's not actually scripture. And even in my own life, I attended a church for 9 years where the pastor just said outlandish stuff because he wanted to get his point across. And that's where I find, do I think, back to your argument, do I think it can happen? Yes. Do I think the road is longer for them? Because yes, ultimately, there's some things they're going to be taught that I think at the end of the day, they probably were taught on the basis of whatever denomination that was, whatever thought process that ministry had. And am I saying this in the light of I have the ultimate gospel, I have the ultimate way? No. But I do know that I follow the Jesus of the Bible contextually, who he says he is and what he is and is not, and not trying to twist interpretation and interpret the Bible in a way that makes me happy. And so, yes, I think it can happen. I'm sorry I went on my tangent. You got me on the edge there. I think you wanted me to do that. But I just wish more churches would be honest and upfront with their beliefs. Like, just say, instead of saying, like, this is something we do at Lighthouse, like, instead of saying, like, this is the biblical truth of this, we give perspectives. Like, we believe that God is a healer, but we also recommend you counsel with someone. Go to counseling. The mental health is real. And so there's just a little bit too much for me there's very clearly going to be a time, and there is a time, where there are wolves in sheep's clothing. And there are people who profess Christianity that are going to say things that are just slightly off the cusp, that are just that we all think is going to be blatant disrespect and disregard for God, but it's just slightly off the cusp.
Kind of like this.
And there's one thing that even Jesus can't do.
Exactly.
One thing that even the Son of God can't do. Even Jesus cannot override your unbelief.
And listen, I'm not saying he's the devil or the Antichrist, and I'm not saying he's going to hell, because Jesus very clearly speaks about walking out your own salvation in fear and trembling, and not to judge the salvation of others. But you got to be careful with what you say, especially if you got a pulpit. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No, that's good.
Please
That's
share.
good.
I went on a rampage.
I think everything you said was legit, and I agree. I struggle with, even after hearing that, right? I struggle with the reality of humanity in that.
Okay.
Because you do have the elevations that exist. I mean, just being in the faith, being a volunteer, being a marketing professional, and I own a company. I know how marketing works. I can see the success path. I can see the road to make it, the road to be wealthy. Like, I can see it, right? And we even talked about new ventures that I want to start in the future. And so the business brain, the marketing professional, sees the church, and I see the segments of the church. And unfortunately, I subscribe to a segment, because what you are saying can be perceived as, okay, well, they believe this way, right? Where a elevation might believe this way, or a Furtick might believe this way, and a TD Jakes and the church down the street and the church. And so I think that gets very confusing. Absolutes are confusing to non-believers, right? Mature Christians, we can deal with the absolute nature of God, what the Bible says, scripture, context, situations. A lot of people, the majority of people, are looking for that hope. They're looking for that joy, that love. And to bring this all back around, that's what makes it interesting. Because while I agree, I also can see, okay, well, where does that leave little Jimmy in the suburbs of central Denver, right? Like, where does that leave him? And okay, if what you're saying is to be true, what's the outreach look like in our lives?
Mm-hmm.
Where's our songs?
Mm-hmm.
Where's the platform that we're on that can reach those people?
Well,
if we're gonna do it right, if we're that strong,
mm-hmm.
then the mayor gets turned because Maverick City's reaching people,
mm-hmm.
right? So my question gets proposed back to you. Well, how come you aren't on that stage? What's the dude?
That's exactly where I'm going.
What's the dude? Islam? What's his name? What's the podcaster's name?
Ruslan.
Where? How come his music isn't to that level where he's winning a Grammy?
Because my man left Reach Records.
Okay, why?
Well, watch his videos.
Okay. But here my point is the guys that are loud.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the impact?
Okay, and this is where I'm getting to as well. There's a common saying, especially when I was making my way through the music industry.
Making my way downtown.
Driving fast. So anyway, when I was making my way through the industry, there was a common saying like, God will elevate those that he wants to elevate.
Who said that?
Like basically all the spiritual people in my life. Like if God wants to, when God will lift you up in the realms that he needs to when he thinks you're ready. And I'm going to be honest. Do I think he does that? Sure. But I think most of the time it's not about how loud you are. It's about how much money you got. It's about what circles you find yourself in, and can you market well? Can you do this thing well? Because
I refuse to. I hate that argument. I hate that argument.
Why do
you know why? Because people have been saying that for years, and there's an absence of quality and amazing talent. You aren't here if you don't do something right.
100%.
Don't matter who you know.
There's also the Keshes of the world who basically aren't great singers,
marketer. Somebody was behind her that was great.
Great marketing. And yes, and do I discount? Do I think a church who's got terrible singers, who's just like subpar, spends a bunch of money and gets famous? Not really.
Doesn't work.
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying there are loud voices who have gajillion pounds of talent who aren't just as noticed because they don't have the means.
No, because they don't have the talent. I love you. Talent
you
is
really
multifaceted. Yes.
You really think in this gigantic world?
Yes, because everybody.
There is not another counterpart to Chandler Moore who's just not as noticed.
No, it's talent is common. Talent is common,
bro.
Talent is common. Talent is common. I love you. Talent is common.
So what makes Chandler Moore special then?
He is good at what he does.
There are people just as good at what he does.
I disagree. How come they're not out? How come they're because you're discounting how he got there. There's an what's the great scripture? Faith without works is dead, right?
Sure.
You could have all the talent in the world. If you don't work at it, if you're not hustling, if you're not worship leading at this church and this church and this church to get recognized from this person, yeah, it's about connections, but you had to be in the room. The amount of times that I've been in the room, right? Mm-hmm. It's not, dude, there's so many better graphic design artists. There's so many better video video editors. There's so many better live streamers that can make cool little screens for videos.
Sure.
So many better people, right?
Yeah.
If I was out hustling, hitting up 17 million YouTubers every day, hitting up record labels and industries and saying, hey, can I do this for you? Can I do this for you? Can I do it for free? Then I would have the opportunity to be in the room to meet that person, right? Get on that person's good side and then help elevate. That person would help me elevate. I do believe it's about who you know, right? I disagree strongly that it's about how much money you have or how what the means are. It's how hard you work. If Sam today decided he wanted to create an album and he hit up me and he hit up 7 of your other professional musicians and producers, and you produced the best, and you hit up some writers and you produced the best 4-song EP that you could in the next 6 months, and it was the best EP in the world, I guarantee that it would get some recognition.
Okay.
I guarantee if you did that 10 times over, you would have the opportunity to win a Grammy.
Yes.
It's not just...
Okay. First of all, want to say, finally, Aaron got really excited about something. I love it.
Normally my job is to egg him on.
I don't disagree that there is hard work into it, 100%.
Okay,
but I do and will stand by the fact there are a lot of people busting their butts who don't get recognized.
that means they're not good enough.
I can't.
They're not good enough.
How can you say
Work
that?
harder.
How can you
Work
say that?
harder. That's how. Work
My man.
harder. Have 7,000 songs on Spotify tomorrow. If you don't got it, you don't got it, man. I don't know what to say.
That doesn't mean
It doesn't
they're not
just
as
happen.
talented.
Yeah, it does. Talent is multifaceted. You have to work at your talent. Right? There's LeBron James that can shoot a basketball, right? And then there's me. If I shot 30,000 basketballs a day,
How did David get
I'll get
recognized?
close. Oh gosh, here we go.
How
Here
did
we go.
David get
Here we go.
recognized?
No, don't go biblical. Don't go biblical. I love you because I'll start quoting scriptures. Faith without works is dead. Faith without works
Which
is dead.
faith without works is dead has nothing to do with
Yeah, it does.
talent.
Yeah, it
no,
does.
but I agree it does with work. With work, yes, in your craft.
Work.
Yes.
How many people that have the talent sit at home all day?
This is so.
How many people that have the talent are scared?
But I'm not
to
having
put that song out.
But I'm not having a disagreement of talent and work. I'm saying you're putting talent and work in the same basket.
It has to be.
There-
if you're a vocalist,
there-
if you're a singer, and you're just as talented as Chandler Moore, but you have never slaved over a shift at 7-Eleven
Right.
to then hire that Nashville recording
Yes.
artist writer
I agree with
on
this.
Fiverr and then to release 17 songs.
I agree with this.
And that's the difference.
I agree with it. There is a difference there. But what I'm saying is they're not. Let's talk about first. Okay, let's talk about this. Systematically, you as a black man can understand. Do you resonate with that view at all? That like there are sometimes systematic structures that don't allow you to progress, or do you believe that you can work out of those systems? Because I have a dual hand in them.
My opinion is multifaceted on that.
I would agree. So like I have
In one sense, there's a lot of empathy for it.
Yes.
In the other sense, it's total BS.
Okay, and we sit in the same spot with that. Okay, and so again, I don't disagree. If you want your name out there, if you want to be blah, 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 like you got to work hard. That's not my disagreement. Can you agree, though, that there is someone who can sing just as good as Chandler Moore?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I was getting at. All I was getting at. But I'm glad the rest of it came out. Honestly, that was so good. I loved it, man.
I do agree. I
loved
do
it.
agree there's someone that can sing just as good.
Yes.
But they're not as talented.
They're not work. I get it now. I'm isolating the talent word for you, and you don't like that.
No, it's all hand in hand.
It's not a box
Dude,
for you.
You can't have that opinion. Not you.
I can't?
No.
Why?
Because you work at what you do.
I am very talented. Sorry. You're
Did
right.
you just wake up and are you LeBron James? Did you just wake
hell
up
no.
and you could play piano?
Hell no. I am where I am.
You just
'cause
wake
I
up and
put
you-
my chips in a basket, and I paid my dues. I'm going to keep paying my dues.
There's a difference between coming to a church as a volunteer. If I came to a church and the main pastor that was in charge of worship could just sing, I would laugh.
Yeah, okay. No,
That's what you're
I
saying,
don't-
though.
I don't
You're
do-
like, there's more
No.
Chandler.
No.
Sure.
I don't.
I can sing in my shower, Sam.
No,
Am I Chandler
that's not
Moore?
What I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
I can sing really good in my shower.
We actually have the same opinion. I think we're just arguing
Yeah,
on
we
the
are.
same thing. And I
All right.
just, yeah. Can we?
We gotta-
First of all, again, I just want to say it's okay to disagree. I want to encourage everyone. It's okay to disagree. That's what makes us fun to watch, and we don't hate each other after it. So,
I mean, I got some beef, man. I got some
jeez,
beef.
I'm triggered.
I got some beef with this kid. I got some beef with him.
I love this one.
All right, we're gonna review a song. Real
Let's
quick.
review it. 30 seconds. Remember?
Yeah. Well, we can talk. We got to talk.
So
through
this
it. This is Beauty.
This thing, Jonathan Lee, one of the guitar players for Bethel, released a video. He plays ukulele through an electric guitar pedal and amp for this song, and it's cool.
Isn't it amazing?
Also, one of the lyrics, I want to understand what he meant. It's in the second verse. Also, David Funk.
The goat.
Please bleep that out, bro. I did not mean to say.
Nope. Big shout out to everybody that's triggered right now.
David Funk is a goat like Jeremy Riddle. I need to go pray.
Come on.
So one thing I will say is the sub. If we had this on like on a system,
Oh, it sounds
the
good in my
sub
ears.
is thick.
It sounds good in my
Oh,
ears.
in the ears, yes, but in it, like I put this on in my car, and my car was shaking.
Come on,
Your boy Paul McClure,
dude. The best worship leaders of all time.
dude. Okay, so I want to. I'm
yeah.
not actually picking this lyric apart. I'm gonna learn my lesson here and
Okay.
ask a question. So
Okay.
let's.
I think we have our captions on too, so I can see it. Because shout out to me and all the listeners that don't listen to lyrics. We listen to the song in its entirety, and then we judge it.
Yes.
Of grace and truth, the image of the Father's outstretched hand.
Nope. Keep going. That's not it.
This act of love, this sacrifice, we've seen the face of God.
Okay, so I want to understand this line because I get that he's saying Jesus's act on the cross is this act of love. We've seen the face of God. But if I like saying that in a corporate context, I might feel a little weird because I haven't seen the face of God. You know what I mean? That's just genuinely a question. Because I get it. He's talking about Jesus and his act of love. We've seen the face of God. If I sang that in my context now, I'd be like, I haven't.
We don't have time to get into that. I love you.
I'm just generally like,
you have to realize, and you have to keep these takes.
But I'm not saying you need to throw the song out. The other one, I do. This one is just like, I mean, I haven't seen the face of God.
I think that I appreciate the artistry that they come with. Like that shot right there.
Bro,
like
let's talk about how they
artistry.
demoed basically woods in Colorado. And it's somewhere.
But who's doing this in the Christian music
Nobody.
space?
And they should have got a Grammy for this video shoot. I'm going to be honest. They demoed, made that platform. Somebody ran generators everywhere and then ran all these lights, all these cameras. This is incredible.
And they got avions so
Bro.
they can hear themselves.
They put a whole system up in that joint. And that is impressive.
I think that this song
Talk about making moves.
This song is legit. Go listen to it. There's some lyrical stuff, yes, but there's some lyrical stuff.
I just said it's just interesting. I didn't
But
say
the song
throw
is good.
the
Check it
song
out.
I just want to remind everyone
And
that
there's one thing that even Jesus can't do. One thing that even the Son of God, even Jesus cannot override your unbelief.
Come on. As we leave.
Wait, real quick.
Council of Prophets has met, and I'm a part of that. I'm a part of the Council of the Prophets of the year.
And we've removed him. Just kidding.
Oh,
Do we have an outro or is this what you were gonna press or?
You can press any of those. What is out,
bro? What is this?
One day we'll.
I hope all of you go into your next set knowing that we're all gonna screw up, and we all need therapy. BetterHelp, hit us up.
Yeah, sponsor us.
And Logan Paul, I know you've had interest in Jesus Christ lately, so hit us up. We will sponsor. Well, you will sponsor us for Prime. Okay, we'll see you later.
All right.
Oh,
Come on, let's give God our best praise. Let's press in today. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, let's sing this with passion. Hands up. I give you